Hello, hello, hello to everyone that just meditated with me. It is an honor for you to join me. I'm just going to wait a few moments while everybody finishes up the meditation. If you guys want to leave any questions, you can put it right in the chat. Hey, Pandora. Hey, Nikki. Got some kind of echo going on. Can everybody hear me? If you hear an echo, please put it in the comments. Can you hear it? I have an echo going, so. All right, good. So I wanted to have a live Q&A in order to share with you about the channel, some new things that are coming up I'm really excited about. Today is the first day we're announcing a brand new live event. Over the years, I've had several different requests from people about offering a live event, and I didn't feel like I could authentically offer it until I knew exactly what we were trying to do. So I have taken a break after offering the RealityCon events for several years, and I've been in the laboratory experimenting on different formats and ways of quantum jumping, manifestation, timeline shifting. I've been working with my clients and developing a process, and over time, I've come up with one of the most amazing techniques and processes to help you shift into your reality. You guys have got a little bit of a taste for that. I have been sharing some of my activations and some of my new technologies that I've developed on the channel. Hopefully, you've gotten a chance to experience those. Essentially, if you followed my channel from the very beginning, I shared my own personal experiences. I experienced very profound reality shifts at the beginning of my channel, and they were so profound, I was able to enter into a reality where all my dreams came true. But I soon realized it wasn't just about me. I wanted to share my experiences with everyone else. And so that's why I wrote my book. That's why my books. And that's why I started doing these meditations. And then I started getting some coaching clients and working with them using these techniques. So I've been very fortunate to have the opportunity to share with everyone these particular techniques and really experiment like I was in the laboratory to see what worked. If you followed the channel at the beginning, we did quantum jumps, much like the meditation that we just did. We used breathing techniques. I studied Neville Goddard. I studied every possible new thought author that you could find. And over time, we developed some really amazing techniques that worked. I've been very excited to see the success of so many people on my channel. But what I found was some people would shift and then would go right back into their old reality. So what I wanted to figure out is a way to permanently integrate somebody into a new reality. So we worked on breathing techniques. I started integrating the Maniforce power technique. I started integrating timeline shifting. As I started studying the law of one, I started integrating my philosophy with integrating with my higher self. And I found that I could actually access my future self. Over time, I developed a technology. I like to call it a technology because that's really what it is. A way of entering into a reality where your greatest life has already been lived, to enter into the experiences that you would have if you were living your greatest life. And then actually meeting your future self in that alternate timeline, asking them questions, gaining their intelligence, And then that future self sort of walking into your body, and you're experiencing this profound timeline shift. I started figuring out ways to utilize the neurolinguistic programming that I used in my meditations by working with my clients. And I actually started to see real profound changes more than anything I'd ever experienced before in studying for years and years about manifestation. And I started to see people undergoing the most amazing changes. I had somebody that came to me that was completely broke, borrowed money from his mother, put money on a credit card. We did a coaching session. I aligned him with his greatest timeline. He was just fixing broken guitars part time. And then after doing this meditation that we did, he wrote an album, got signed, and is traveling the country right now. And he's going to make $1 million this year. After I saw that, I started experimenting with this more, and I started working with day traders that started coming up with huge trades, making millions of dollars over a couple of weeks. I helped a number of people to heal major health problems. I had somebody that came to me that had never really found true love until they experienced this reality shift. And right now they're in a wonderful married relationship. As I started to see this, it became so exciting because I realized I could actually help people shift into their greatest timeline. If you go back to the history of manifestation, looking at The Secret and the early stages of the law of attraction in the modern era, it was about visualizing, it was about gratitude, and then just hoping good things would happen. Sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. And so I wanted to figure out a way where it was a scientific solution to this problem. And I studied the ways that manifestation worked in a number of different environments. And as I started to utilize this technique, I realized I could take somebody, anybody, no matter where they were born, no matter what sort of life they've lived, no matter what problems that they're struggling with, and I could align them with their great. My channel has never been enough. So I developed a series of meditations and teachings that would be done over a 3-day period. This is an immersive teaching. So we came up with a retreat that's going to be in September. When we offered that retreat, it sold out immediately. So we had so many people coming to us, asking us for tickets, asking for another live event. So in coordination with Kyle Boyd and Leah Rush, we found an incredible venue in Los Angeles at the LA Hilton. And right now we have a live event scheduled for November 21st through the 23rd. And I will share this 3-day immersive experience. This is 6 meditations and more with techniques over a 6-day period of time. By the time you're walking away from this live event, you will be in your new timeline. And more importantly, you will undergo a profound identity shift where you have the actual consciousness of your future self who knows everything that's going to happen. And with this, they are experiencing the most amazing shifts. When you walk away from this event, you are going to be a different person in a different timeline, with your dreams being realized and all the things that you want becoming inevitable. So I cannot wait to share this event with you. I hope that you can sign up. You can buy tickets now. Today's the first day we're announcing this event. It's at brianscottlive.com/event-November-2025. This is going to be the beginning of a number of events that I'm going to host. I cannot bring this sort of expansion unless I do an immersive experience. It's going to be a lot like an ayahuasca type of an event. You're going to walk away with a profound realization of who you are, who your power is, and an absolute faith that everything that you ever wanted is going to happen. I can see Kyle is in the chat. Thank you, Kyle. I want to thank Kyle and Leah for helping facilitate this event. It's going to be so amazing. Kyle is going to share his heart coherence techniques. We have some Qigong and energy exercises that are a part of this process that Kyle is going to help out. I love you, brother, too. Thank you so much. And so I want to do a Q&A today about timeline shifting to give you the basis and beginnings of this process, to give you an idea of what I'm teaching. This is not just about sitting and visualizing and hoping good things happen for you. That it does work on some level, but many times I found people are battling with their subconscious mind or their current environment or the other timeline that they're in. So I would have these quantum jumps happen, and people would experience changes, and then they would slip back into their old reality. We are constantly shifting into different realities at all times. So I brainstormed before I would do another event. I wanted to figure out an actual scientific way that I could take you into your greatest timeline. So the first step is really discovering what your optimal timeline is. What is that for you? What is the best life that you could live? How can I make that possible for you? In many ways, we don't know what that is. What we think would be our greatest timeline may not be what we think. I want you to live a life where you are free to do what you want when you want, where you have real authentic social interactions with people that love and care about you and you love and care about them, where you're free to travel wherever you want, where you are vitally healthy, where you have the energy to do what you want. I want you to live in a timeline where you are joyful most of the time, where your baseline is absolute joy and excitement every moment. I want you to live in your dream home. I want you to have an experience where you're not just making money, but you're prosperous in a way where you can help others, where large sums of money are coming to you easily and quickly in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis, so that this shift that you go into is permanent, that it plays out over 30, 40 years. I want to facilitate the most amazing shift for you. I want all of your dreams to come true. How can I do that? So I have undergone a deep dive into the science of transformation. I am fascinated by the science of transformation. I want to see somebody change. How can I see somebody see their dreams fulfilled? That is my ultimate timeline, is to help you see your dreams fulfilled. What does that mean for you? So on the first day of this event, we're going to go and figure out what that means for you. And more importantly, we're going to connect with your higher self, who has a total knowledge of all your timeline, and facilitate a connection to that highest timeline. See what it is, experience it viscerally. And at the end of the day, we're going to do a meditation where you connect with your future self. You ask them questions, you can channel them, and then they enter into your body and your energy field. So you start having memories from your future self. This is a real thing. It's so exciting that I've experienced this. People are experiencing memories from their future self in their optimal timeline that is guiding them to make stock purchases, to start businesses, to meet new people, to travel, to move. It is so amazing. It's so exciting. I have to share it with you. This is so wonderful. So after the first day, the second day, I'm going to guide you on what happens next. That's what you're doing now. If you just did the meditation with me, in that meditation, we did a quantum jump and I had you envision your greatest reality. It's very similar to what we're doing. But what do you do next? How do you navigate this new version of you? How can I do that for you? What is the best version of you, and how can we navigate that? So what I have tried to do is set up some teachings and additional meditations where we energize your future self. We facilitate the interactions with your future self. I guide you into how to interact and get intelligence from your future self by going into absolute coherence. And on the third day, then we will connect with your higher self and see how we can take this to another level where you can teach this to other people, where you can heal other people, and you can completely integrate this so that it is a permanent shift. These are long, immersive, powerful meditations with the most amazing music that you can think of. And you can purchase a ticket now at brianscottlive.com/event-november-2025. I know that many of you have been doing my meditations and my teachings. As you have noticed recently on my channel, I've been doing a lot of activations. Activations are essentially meditations that you can do with your eyes open, without breathing techniques or progressive relaxation, to guide you and hypnotize you to do certain shifts. And we have developed activations to help you become prosperous with money, to become healthy, to find the love of your life. And people have really responded. So I'm going to be utilizing these specific techniques in the event that I do. And we're going to be activating you. You're going to be doing meditations and energy exercises. So I wanted to facilitate that. Now, the purpose of this live event is to talk to you and get questions from you. I can answer any question that you have. I want to help you now that you've shifted into the actual energy signature of your timeline with my meditation. Then the next step is, how can I take you to the next level? So I'm going to go through here on chat. If you have a question for me, then I want to help you to do that. So let me see what we got. Yes, Faith, I would love to see you there. It would be wonderful to be a part of the process. We are looking for some volunteers. So if you want to reach out and volunteer, that's great. We're going to need a couple. Let's see what else we got. San, I can't translate that right now, but if you can put that into English, I might be able to answer your question. I wanted to talk about some of the personal experiences that I've had that have been so profound. I was working with a client just a couple of weeks ago that had been struggling, had invested a bunch of money in a company several years ago, and the investment was dead. He basically assumed that he was not going to receive this money, and so it was a big loss of money. It was very frustrating for him. We did the shift. Within 3 days of doing the shift, he was contacted by somebody that he had not known out of the blue, and he made $500,000 within 3 days that purchased his investment. I'm seeing so many immediate and powerful transformations with this. I know that you guys are on YouTube looking at all these videos all the time. I know that you have Dr. Joe, and you have Neville Goddard, and you have Joseph Murphy. You have all these amazing meditators out there, and they're teaching some amazing techniques. If you follow the channel, we have gone over these teachings. I have done my best to take those teachings and integrate this. But the question is, have you experienced the manifestation that you want? I have people that come to me and say, Brian, I haven't quite experienced that. So what I've been trying to do is take it to the next level and see if I can really make this work. The retreat is full, Mercury's daughter, but the live event is now available. This will be just as good as the retreat. We only have a limit of 225 people, and the retreat is still available. Let me see. Does anybody have a question? Maybe not. Brian, what is the best activation you have for day traders? I would say the future self integration is good for day traders. That's a good place to start. If you can access the consciousness of your future self, and you can learn how to access your future self after you've done that, then you can ask for advice on trades. So what I've had is a number of day traders that once we do the future self integration, and I also have a sleep meditation that I did last Saturday that you can do in conjunction with this. So essentially what happens is the future self is in your consciousness, but how do you access the intelligence of your future self and allow for the future self to fully flourish, allowing that old version of yourself to sort of dissolve away? Well, you start asking questions, and then the future self integration activation allows you to do that. So once you have an awareness that the future self is in your consciousness, you can place your hand on your heart. You can say, should I invest in this? You get an answer. You start communicating with that inner self, but it's a magnified version of your inner self. And it has worked for day traders. I have a regular client that was struggling to make $100 or $200 a day from day trading. Once they started utilizing the future self meditation, they were getting memories of purchases that they had not made. And now they're averaging 1,000 or more per day with their trades. R. Severino says, is it okay to listen in your programs, even if it's eclipse season, which will happen on September 7th through the 8th? R, that's a good question I want to answer for you. When I am teaching, one of the most important things I want you to understand is that you are the operant power. So that means anything that's happening in the outside world that somebody's telling you about, Mercury's in retrograde. I'm worried about Jupiter right now. Something's happening with Saturn. There's an eclipse happening. All of that is BS. You are the one you're actually placing power on something that's happening outside of you. Eclipses do not matter compared to the power that you have within you, which is the power of God. You created the universe. And so do you think that God is concerned about an eclipse? Anybody that's telling you that outside energies are affecting you is wrong. That is not what I'm teaching. When people try to say the day that you were born or the month that you were born somehow affects your ability to manifest or create the life that you want, it's simply not true. I would recommend you watch my episode on the mirror makers and also the lecture by Neville Goddard called The Pearl of Great Price. The point is, if you hear someone say, yeah, based on your chart, it looks like you're never going to be prosperous. It's always going to be this background information that you have. And then you start to say, well, I guess I'm not going to ever be prosperous. I've seen this happen. And I am absolutely telling you, nothing matters outside of you. It's all happening within you. Dana Inner Child says, I have an issue breathing sometimes through one nostril. Is it especially during the fire breathing? Does that matter? That's okay. I do not worry if you're not receiving breath through one of the nostrils. The point of it is to use your breath to gain energy. So what we're doing with the fire breath is, when you study the mechanics of the quantum field, in order for you to shift into another energetic timeline, you need to have some sort of energetic shift. So it doesn't matter which nostril it's going through. In some cases, you can just do very expansive and deep breathing. The point is to use your breath to gain energy as you shift. So it does not matter if you have any problems with your nostrils. Do your best, and it should work. Yes, The Pearl of Great Price by Neville Goddard, Anik. Hey, Zumba, good to see you. Always good to see you, Dale. Thank you, Elmira. Am I using techniques in my life daily? Yes, I am. I have shifted into my timeline, into my optimal timeline, and I have gained the energetic vibration of my future self. It's so much easier for me to visualize now, because I actually don't visualize. I'm accessing the memories of my future self. This has changed my life so profoundly that I cannot wait to share it with everyone else. So that's why we're putting on this live event on November 21st through the 23rd. That is why the manifestation techniques that I'm using, that I've developed and have evolved over time, that's what I'm sharing with you. Celeste says, when will we go international with our events? After this event, we plan on traveling everywhere, to the UK, to Australia. We're going to go to Hawaii. We're going to take this everywhere. That's my goal. I cannot wait to share this with everyone. If you can't make it, share this with your friends. I want your life to be changed, and we are planning on traveling the world. We're going to do this everywhere. Once we start with this first event and it develops, it's going to gain traction. You have a chance to jump on this right now before it is much larger events. We are going to put on larger events, because this is 100% guaranteed to work. Goku Ha. You said more Neville lectures, please. The problem is, when I put on a Neville lecture, nobody's watching. My views are 50% of normal. I've also read 360 Neville Goddard lectures. And so there's few that I haven't read that are pretty similar to what I have. And I also think that YouTube has sort of messed up Neville Goddard. There's so many Neville Goddard channels that are using AI Neville Goddard, saying stuff that Neville Goddard never said. And so when people see Neville Goddard, their experience of Neville Goddard is not the same as it used to be. It's so sad. But I'm telling you, I am using Neville Goddard's teachings 100% with this in order for us to facilitate the timeline shift. Neville Goddard taught about this. Neville Goddard was essentially teaching timeline shifting. By entering into the state of your wish fulfilled, you're entering into the timeline where your wishes are fulfilled, essentially, without making it complicated, which is what I sometimes do. That's what Neville was teaching. And Gelfling, I appreciate that you like the Neville videos. What do you do when you essentially read all of the Neville lectures? And I've done dozens of Neville teachings. Understand, every time you watch one of my lectures or episodes, I am teaching Neville Goddard techniques. That's what I'm trying to do. Dale, I hope to see you in South Africa too. That would be great. Marianne says, I live with a person who is constantly drinking. How can I live with that? Marianne, you and your life can change. You don't have to continue living with that person. There's some part of you that says that you do. But what I have found is, once you shift into your optimal timeline, those other relationships or situations that you're in, if you're in a living situation that doesn't feel right, they naturally fall away. You find yourself moving towards other opportunities and situations that you never could have imagined. And those other outside experiences, you help to heal them, or they naturally fall away from you. That's what's so amazing. In a lot of cases, we think we need to do something with somebody else. Those people will naturally fall away from you. You will start attracting different people into your environment. And suddenly you will be in this situation where you have these amazing, authentic relationships and interactions that are truly amazing. And part of the timeline shift is that process. Are you with somebody that you don't want to be? I would say a lot of people that are in the chat right now are with people that they don't want to be, and they feel stuck because in their mind they could say, how could I ever escape from this? But when you have your future self who escaped from that situation or knows exactly what you need to do to escape from that situation, and you have a trust within you where you can start gaining their intelligence and wisdom, they will guide you through a process where you will escape from that situation. That's what's so exciting about this. All right. What else we have? Miss Jasper, it says, try to achieve my dream car and sales goals. Help me to attract that. All right. It's as easy as one of the easiest thing you can do is to manifest your dream car. And what I'm teaching is in the timeline that you end up living in, you will have your dream car and more. But let's just use the basic techniques we learned from Neville and everyone else. When you're imagining properly, you take that dream car that you want, you go online, you try to learn exactly what it looks like on the inside. If you can go to the dealership, you do a test drive with it, and you sit in that car in your imagination, and you put your hands on the wheel and you feel the hum of the motor and the way it feels, and you drive around in that car. All right. What's really powerful about this process that I'm starting to teach is some people have a hard time imagining properly. That's what I really want to get at is some people think they're visualizing, but it's a fleeting glimpse or it's a slide that comes up. But when you start integrating with the intelligence of your future self, you see memories that are very vivid of driving around in that car. So what I would say, the first thing to simplify it is you need to start driving around in that car. Drive around the normal drives that you do. Go up to an ATM, put in the from the car. Go to a drive-through. Drive to the nearest town that you would drive normally. Drive in that car and experience the vivid reality of that car. You start integrating yourself with that timeline, and it makes it real. Elizabeth says, I need to manifest work in my field or a new job. Um, I check out my dream career activation that I did, which is a way for you to guide yourself into a place where you can live that dream career. First of all, identify what it is that you want to do. A lot of times, what you think you need for a new job is not what you want. So, what we want to do is figure out what that dream career is. Then you want to experience yourself living in that dream career. And a lot of times the next process is, okay, how do I get there? So once you start integrating with the intelligence of that optimal timeline, you are guided by these hunches that come up. Suddenly you find yourself taking a right instead of a left. You go to a website, you start applying on a different job forum, or you meet somebody that can help you get you a job that you want. So what we want is to try to gain in the intuitive intelligence that's available to you that will guide you to get that job. Now, the future self knows all the people you need to meet, the places that you need to go to get that job. And so it is available to you once you actually start the manifestation process. What happens next? Then you start following your inner self that guides you on the process to get that job. Thank you, Miss Jasper. I really appreciate that donation. It means a lot. Let's see what else. I love you too, Patrick. Adam Zeed says, please help me. How can I manifest my ex love back? Over the past few months, I've tried. I want him to be in my life. Try my love activation. I have another activation coming up, which is a quantum entanglement activation. Essentially, if this person is the best for you, and that's the most important question, it's easy when you end up leaving someone to become obsessed with them, and in your mind you start to think, oh, this is the person I want to be with. As long as this person is the one that's best for you, then what you want to do is become quantumly entangled with them. There is a connection that you can form internally that allows you to vibrate with them. You want to be at the same energetic level as them. So you imagine little events with them, walking along, holding their hand. If you know what they smell like, you imagine their smell in your presence. You experience going to dinner with them. You try to manifest doing common things like sitting on the, cuddling on the couch or laying in bed together. You start to imagine those experiences as vividly as possible. Now, if you've broken up with somebody, it's very easy to separate yourself from that, and you come from a place of desperation or need. You need to fully vibrate into the joy and happiness of being with that person. You need to enter into that timeline in order to experience it. And then, most importantly, once you've done the work to manifest it, you're following your inner hunches and guidance to do the things that will bring them to you. If you have the access of your future self intelligence, it may say, right now, you don't need to do anything. Or it may say, that person's not the best for you. Or it may say, this is how you're going to meet this person. You're going to meet them at this coffee shop. Suddenly, you'll find yourself going to the store at a certain time, and there they are. So once you have a knowledge, a precognition of what will happen in the future, then it's so easy for you to bring that person back to you if they were meant to be with you. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate that. Faith, yes, it's from my heart. This is what it's all about. I want to see everybody that has shared with me on this channel. I want to see your dreams come true. I've had many people that have come to me. Another aspect of this I want to tell you about is that I've been guided into this teaching. I started channeling my higher self, which I have shared in my previous RealityCon events, and my higher self guided me into this teaching. There is an energetic framework that you can follow where you can actually communicate with different versions of yourself. You can communicate with a version of yourself 1 year from now. You can talk to them. You can experience what they're experiencing. So as I started to do this, as I was guided in channeling, I started to realize that's what future consciousness is. As we shift into a new earth and a higher level of consciousness, what happens is we are able to access different versions of ourselves on the timeline. There is no more time or space. So we can access different versions of ourselves in different timelines at different places, and we can gain the knowledge of what things we need to do, where do we need to go, what processes we need to undertake in order to experience those things. Thank you, Antonio, for the donation. You said I have a lot of successes with your guided manifestation meditations. My question, do you think synchronicities are the universe showing us things? The person I love moved far away. So that's a great question, Antonio. What I would say is, from what I have experienced, synchronicities are the way that our future self communicates with us. Synchronicities, some of them just happen to be synchronicities or coincidences, but in many cases, once you undergo a shift, quantum jump, or a process where you enter into another reality, you have inner guidance from your guides, your higher self, your future self, where they show you synchronicities that guide you where you need to go. So those synchronicities are a form of communication with those higher entities that are following along with you. They can't whisper in your ear. Some of you can. Some of you do receive actual words in your mind, but sometimes you need to be guided by those synchronicities. The universe is talking to you all the time, and you're constantly being brought into situations where those synchronicities help you. Here's the thing that's amazing. There's synchronicities happening right now in this conversation. When you enter into a higher level of consciousness, everything is a synchronicity. So what is amazing is once you enter into an awareness of these synchronicities and you trust them, they can be what develops the momentum that you need to shift into the reality that you want. Let's see here. Dale, I would love to see you at the retreat. If you are there, please let me know. I will make an attempt to go around and meet everybody at this retreat. Some other really cool things about this retreat. I know that some of you know about my art. I have an art website at newearth.art. I plan on bringing some of my art, so it'll be available for you to purchase. I will be there, and I plan on meeting everybody there. So if you're there, please introduce yourself. It is really important for me. I can't wait to meet everybody there. Part of this event is a group event. And I've been working with Kyle and working what we're going to do in this event. And he just had an amazing retreat. So part of what's amazing about doing a live event like this is that there's a group energy that forms. And what happens is there's a shift that it can occur only in an event like this, where everybody's energies are working together. A sort of mini social memory complex forms. You're going to have a chance to meet everybody else at this event, and they're going to be able to facilitate your jump. Maybe they can get you that job. Maybe they can introduce you to somebody that you love. Maybe you have a health problem that they can help you out with. We're going to facilitate you meeting everyone. And on Saturday night, just like we did with Reality Gone, we're going to have live karaoke where everybody's going to sing together. It's a celebration, because that's the ultimate feeling of your wish being fulfilled. It's a celebration. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Fifth. I really appreciate that. So yes, there will be a karaoke at the November event. We're going to all be singing along. We've done this before in our virtual events, and it's been such a release after all the meditations. So on Saturday night, we're going to have a celebration where we're enjoying each other's company, dancing and karaoke. I promise you, when you go to this event, it's going to change your life. And it's also, you're going to walk away with a huge grin on your face because of the experiences that you had and the people that you met. Osman, I would love to see you at the event. It was great to see you in New York. I appreciate you immensely. And so, hopefully we can see you there. The main event is full right now. We sold it out. And that's why I am announcing this event with you. You guys have the first chance to purchase tickets. When we made the tickets available for the retreat in Maine, it sold out in a day. So we immediately realized, okay, we need to make this available for a larger group of people. So the event is available for 225 people. As soon as I announced it earlier today, we already had sold several tickets. It's available for you. We have an early bird price at $797, so you can get a ticket at a discounted price if you purchase them today. Leandro, yes, the Dublin event was planned. Somebody had invited me to do an event, and that fell through. And so that's one reason I was a little bit hesitant in doing this event, but I'm working with Kyle. We've already locked this in. So this is not going to fall through. And yes, we do plan on going to Europe. We plan on doing a number of events in the UK, in Ireland. We want to do these events all over the world, and I can't wait to meet you. That's my goal. And so if you can come to LA, that would be great. Fifth, I'm sorry if I'm frozen. I don't know what's happening on my end, but hopefully it comes back. Osman, reach out to Kyle and see if he has any need for volunteers. We might have volunteers taken care of, but we might have some. Just reach out to Kyle. He's facilitating that. Oh, that's such a bummer that you weren't able to come, Mercury's daughter. You said Maine was a part of your travel manifestation. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be in September, and I'm so sorry that you couldn't come. That's why we created this event. So for the people that couldn't come, I'm so excited if you can come to LA. If you can find a way, it's possible. Mercury's daughter. You asked for travel manifesting. One of my favorite things is to travel manifest. Once you really get a feel for where you want to stay, what the place is that you're going to go, what the weather is like, what you might do, and then live out those experiences. Go to those places. Feel the sun on your face on the beach where you're going. Really live out those experiences as viscerally as possible. This is something Neville Goddard taught when he went to Barbados. You are in that place. So if you want to travel to Hawaii, you're in Hawaii right now. And we want to facilitate that. What is amazing is as I teach these techniques, I have a way of connecting you with a version of you that has traveled to that place. And your experience of it is much more vivid and it's much more easier to manifest. Jessica, the early bird pricing is for the first 25 tickets. Uh, so there's a few left. And I'm going to probably keep the early bird pricing for the rest of the day, for just so anybody that wants to purchase at that early bird pricing, even if we go over that 25, we'll keep it for the rest of the day. Faith, you should put on your own event. If you're teaching and you're able to put on events, I would love to hear more about your event. I would love to facilitate that. We probably have the volunteers that we need, but I would love to see you there. And yes, anybody that wants to volunteer, we would give you a ticket for free, but we only need about 4 to 5 volunteers at this point. I think we already have a couple of those taken up. Adam Zed, how can I want to go back to the past? I want to change the bad memories that happened. I want to build a new relationship with my SP. I want him to come back to my life. Please help me. One of the aspects, this is a question I'm getting a lot, is people that want to connect with their SP. And we have a lot of SP techniques that are taught on YouTube, but this is probably the most powerful technique for manifesting your SP, because there is a process for you to manifest your specific person that's very specific, and your future self knows all about that. They know when to text, when not to text, when to contact them, when not to contact them. You have this inner confidence and intelligence that tells you the proper things that you can do. Now, when you connect with your future self, their experience of the past is different. So you may think of certain past events that have totally informed what you do in the future. And so there's a process of revising your experience of those past events. And once you gain the consciousness of this sort of magnified version of yourself, all those past events become stepping stones for you to move into the timeline of your choice. That's what's so amazing, is we have past events all the time that influence us. Terrible things that we're ashamed of. I've done things that I wish I hadn't. I have things in my past I wish I could change. But once I shifted into my future self, those past events facilitated a transformation in me that actually helped me become who I am. And we don't deny those past events. We actually embrace them because they changed me for who I am. It's not a matter of me feeling guilty or shamed. It has taught me about what I can become and what I can do. OG, I have done many, many videos on this process. The problem is, can I teach this process in 30 minutes or an hour? No. I've done activations and meditations that utilize some of the techniques, but there is simply no way that I can share the transformational technologies that I'm using unless it's in a 3-day immersive event. What's amazing about a live event that I can't offer is, in a live event, you're escaping from the outside world. You don't have the outside world informing me. During those events, your phone is turned off. You're not sitting there on your phone. You are forcing yourself to sit and listen to my teachings, and I can guide you in person. There's an energetic vibration that occurs when you're with other people that are transforming, and I simply can't offer that in my meditations. Yes, I have sleep meditations and meditations, future self integrations that are designed to facilitate some of these teachings, and they do work. I'm constantly getting comments from people, and it's worked in my coaching sessions. But I cannot create the total transformation for you in the way that I can unless it's in a live event. Yes, Dino, that deep sleep meditation is utilizing exactly what I'm talking about, and it will be advised for people that do the event to do that deep sleep meditation, which is complete shift into your highest timeline future self. It is designed around what I'm teaching here. Yeah, Dino, I have found that the real point is, if you can do it for 30 days, you'll start to see transformations. And 60 days is what science tells us is how long it takes for the subconscious to rewrite itself. So some of these processes work, but I've been able to see changes in an immersive experience for 3 days. What we will do for this event starts to overcome those limitations of having to repeatedly do meditations over 21 or 30 days. And so you'll be able to go into this event and see the change in just 3 days. Grandma Rachel, you said, have I ever thought of doing a release meditation? Why, guess what? I have a meditation that is the release meditation. Simply do a search of Brian Scott release meditation and you will find it. Dino, you can find further information on this event. The link is in the description. It's at www.brianscottlive.com/event-november-2025. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate that. Argus, I agree with you. The music that we use, and Argus is saying thank you, especially for the music in the meditations. A lot of the music I'm using on my meditations is from Brian Larson of Metaverse. Brian has been so nice to allow me to use his music, which is so good. And so I want to thank him again, as always. One of the reasons my meditations are so effective is that I get to use that music, which I think is aligned so much with a higher vibration. Techno Girl, what is the best meditation or activation for musicians? Techno Girl, I would say any quantum jump or timeline shift meditation that I offer is good for musicians. It doesn't need to mention musicians in particular. What you can do the process of imagining for yourself. My son is a musician, and I've utilized this, and he's already been very successful on the Spotify channel. He started to learn an instrument by using these shifting techniques. When we first started, he didn't even know how to play the guitar. Now he can prominently play the guitar. You can download information where you learn skills and techniques and gain knowledge very quickly. It's like going to college and getting a doctorate's degree. Boom, with a download. You will download the knowledge from your future self. And in many cases, I have seen people acquire skills and knowledge that they would not have been able to acquire unless they had gone to college for 7 or 8 years. So yes, you can gain those skills. Absolutely. Brian, how do you choose the visuals from the videos? They are amazing. Oh, Alf Pacino, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm constantly trying to find new visuals from every source that we can. We find stock footage and different websites, and I'm constantly searching for new visuals, trying to keep it fresh and new all the time. OG, are children allowed? Yes, children are allowed. I may use some cuss words. You're going to see a different version of me, and that is part of my technique. So just like Tony Robbins, you're going to see the raw version of me. If your children are okay hearing cuss words, then that's fine. All right, good. I'm glad we're unfrozen. Any other questions? Oh, Abhinav says, I would like to ask how to manifest one's dream body, wealth, as well as what life's riches, completeness. So that's what I'm trying to do here. After working for years and doing specific meditations, I have a meditation for healing, for a meditation to help you find your best job, a meditation that can help you get your dream home. Over a long period of time, I realized it wasn't about doing one thing. It's about having a complete life where everything is integrated into one. When you use your higher self and gain the energetic signature and emotional timeline of your best life, everything falls into place. You find the love of your life, you heal, you find your dream job, everything that you ever wanted comes true. It's not one thing, it's everything. So what I would like to ask you is, if a genie came to you and said, what are your wishes? I can make your wishes come true. I'm your genie. I'm asking you right now. I can help you to fulfill any wish that you ever had. And I want you to go through the process of realizing that these wishes are tangible and real, and I can take you there. My goal with this event and my meditations on the channel is for your wishes to come true. And I really worked on this for a long time. I realized, what is the best life that you can live? What's the complete life that you can live? I want you to start thinking about that as you do my meditations. What would be the greatest life? What would your day be like? When you wake up, you're free to do what you want. You work at a job or you don't work at a job. You have friendships that are authentic. You feel vibrant and healthy. You're traveling when you want. All those things that you worry about, all those concerns and stresses that you have are gone. So I want you to connect to a version of you where everything works out perfectly, where every day gets better and better. It can just be so good for you. And that completeness that we're talking about, all the things that you want, is available for you. I wish that I could put this into words properly. I wish I could fully explain to you how amazing this is. I know you've heard everything. I know that most of the people on my channel are well adept and have watched thousands of YouTube videos. I know that there's still a part of you that doesn't believe this works. I know that you have doubts. I am telling you that this was like catching lightning in a bottle. That it was like discovering gold. It's like I'm discovering, through using specific techniques, by using neurolinguistic programming and the hypnotic technology that I use, in creating changes and shifts in consciousness where I could allow people and see them live the life of their dreams. For anybody that doesn't know, that's followed my channel, I was originally a master NLP practitioner, and I used to do hypnosis and stage hypnotism, and so I could see changes from people. I've studied how to use hypnotic language and language structure in creating changes for people. So I'm excited to share this with you in a live experience to facilitate this change. It's not just the technique. It's the way that I'm giving it to you, the words that I'm utilizing. It's the shifts in consciousness that we enable through the frequencies of the music and the pattern of techniques that we use. It's just amazing. I'm so excited about it. Jen D says, Brian, the way I say the word several is my signature, very unique. Several. I guess I didn't know that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Brian, Celeste just said, Brian, I know you get asked this all the time, but what is your favorite meditation to do? Today's meditation is my favorite meditation to do. Quantum jumping into your greatest reality. We just did it. But if you don't have time, the day before, the instant timeline shift for 14 minutes, that's my favorite meditation to do. I am constantly trying to create my favorite meditation. It's been one of my life's goal. I love meditations. It's like a creative experience for me. I've experimented with how long to guide imaginings, how long the meditation, how short. I've used different language. What's been really, really exciting for this last 7 years of this channel is with each meditation, I've gotten a little bit better. I've developed it a little bit more. I've learned to tweak this and that. So I consider every meditation that I put out my favorite meditation. But one of my old favorites that I go back to, if I look at my older meditations, is the meditation Quantum Jumping into Vibrational Timelines. That one is, I just love how it turned out with the music. It's fantastic. Also, the 10-minute quantum jumping meditation is a go-to. I really like the music and how that one turned out. Listra says, Brian, my spirit wakes me up at 3 a.m. to meditate, which I do for 1 hour when I get into the cosmos. Do I ask for my desires then? Listra, you don't have to ask for your desires. You embody your desires now and they come to you. Yes, you can ask on some level, but you're not asking someone outside of yourself. Your desires are available. When you're in those moments, you're not actually saying, please give me my desire. When spirit calls for you to be in those situations, it's the perfect time to see your desire already fulfilled, to hear people congratulating you, to enter into an experience that's vivid. My question to everyone, you've meditated with me for a long time. How are you visualizing? What is experiencing? This is something that we're going to go over. We're going to go back to the basics about how you meditate, what you're seeing, and how to enable positive visualizations. Almost 40% of the people I work with do not properly visualize or imagine. So it's easy for me to say, hey, experience that reality that you want in your mind. But when I really break it down with them, They're not doing it. So there's ways we can work around it through affirmations and guidance. So that's part of this process is that I want to teach is how to properly imagine. I'll see you later, Faith. It's good to see you. We're about done. I'm just going to keep answering questions until it doesn't look like there's any more questions. I'm here for as long as you guys need me. Kyle says, could I talk about the power of group meditation in person and why they're so powerful, especially the Reality Revolution getting together for this event? Man, oh man, I can't wait. I'm so glad you asked about that, Kyle. Kyle just had a retreat. He was sharing with me what happens when you're in coherence, when you're energetically aligned and you're doing a group meditation. And we experience pretty powerful group meditations, even non-locally, when we do these virtual meditations every Saturday, just like we did. But when you are in person, there is a tangible presence of everybody's energy together. What happens in a group meditation is that everybody is together. We become one entity. And our shared and unified energy helps us magnify our power. When people are meditating together, anything is possible. This has been proven scientifically. When you're at this event, everyone will be aligned with you and we're meditating together. The unification of our energies in that moment is irreplaceable. There's no way we can recreate it. So if you can come to this event, once again, November 21st through the 23rd at the LA Airport Hilton. It's an amazing venue. We have a discount for rooms. You can find it at brianscottlive.com/event-november-2025. Thank you, Tito. I appreciate you immensely. You're the best. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And we will go to the Philippines someday, I promise. Solana Jam, you said, I don't see pictures when I visualize. I only see black. Is it okay to just feel the desire fulfilled? So Solana Jam, I want to work with you if you're just getting black. All right. I want you to go back and utilize affirmations. Some people try to teach that affirmations don't work, but affirmations can help facilitate your imaginings. Also, for people that don't see what they want to visualize, if it's all black, there's also a feeling. We are engaging all the senses, and you only need to utilize one of your senses in order to properly imagine and manifest. So what I recommend is embodying the feeling of excitement, of joy, of gratitude, really entering into a heightened emotional state, which is no different than seeing it. You're feeling it. And then utilizing affirmations, confirming that you are in that state. And if you can't see it, I recommend you hear the words of those that are close to you, the words of your mother or father, family or friend, and the way they talk, congratulating you on your success. When you hear the words and you have the feeling, that's enough without seeing it. And that is something I know that will work for you. Stacy said, how do you feel about needing to take ibuprofen? My back started bothering me again about 1 month ago, even after months of back exercises and meditations for healing. Ascension symptoms. Stacy, it certainly could be ascension symptoms. And if ibuprofen works for you, then take it. If your guidance is to take something like ibuprofen, then absolutely. When you enter into a heightened emotional state, sometimes those pains go away. You may learn how you are consciously creating some of these pains. And when you are in deep meditation, there is a release. One of the things I don't get to talk about on my channel is the healing modality of these meditations. YouTube sort of creates a lot of what I do because the algorithm wants me to do certain topics. As you've noticed, I do a lot of money affirmations, money meditations, money activations, because that's what YouTube wants me to do. The algorithm guides people so that those are the most popular and successful. I'm still teaching these techniques. So if you're experiencing pain, if you enter into a version of you that's vitally healthy and happy, you'll find that those pains go away. If you had an experience in your past that created that pain, go back and revise that experience in your mind. I had somebody that had experienced and it was similar to a Neville Goddard story, which I found so fascinating. Somebody that was blinded in one eye because they got some glass in their eye from a car accident. And I had them revise the experience, remembering when they had the car accident, they just drove around the car and it kept moving forward. And after they did that several times, they started to see from that eye. If I can shift you into a timeline in which your experience of the past didn't create those pains, or you remember the healing modalities involved, you can heal. So whatever anybody's going through, I can help you to heal. We're activating a version of you that has already healed from that. And it's very powerful. I'm excited to share it with you. Rhodium says, Brian, I used to have the most detailed visual dreams that would take me to far off places, and I would wake up with 100% recall. Now I can barely remember my dreams at all. What would cause this? Rhodium, don't get down about that. I have a theory that in some cases you're not remembering dreams because you've entered into a higher level of consciousness and there's a version of you that doesn't want to remember, or it doesn't work for you. So I think in some cases when people don't remember, it's because you're like in a classroom learning very advanced techniques that your conscious mind in third density is not ready to access. But if you make it a goal, when you say, I will remember my dreams as you go to sleep, repeating that, write it down on a pad of paper next to your bed. And then when you wake up, go to that pad of paper and just start writing down what you can remember initially. You may have a memory of what you experienced within the first few minutes of waking up. And so if you make it your intention, you'll start remembering those things again. Let's see what we got here. Zumba, 20 minutes late. Brian, my question is, how can you manifest your first million? First of all, check out my Becoming Millionaire episode and activating the millionaire mindset. I have a playlist called Becoming the Millionaire, and it's a wonderful goal to make, to receive that $1 million, to make $85,000 a month. And so it requires you to think expansively and, most importantly, exponentially. The millionaire is not thinking in, oh, I need to get an extra $1,000, an extra $2,000. They're thinking in 10xing what they have. If they're making 20,000 on something, they want to make 200,000. So it's a mindset. Once you enter into that mindset, then you're attracted to different people that come along, different events that come along, different opportunities that come along that naturally facilitate you entering into that millionaire mindset. So I think some of the best work that you can do if you want to transition from where you are into that millionaire mindset is to change the way that you are integrated into your money thinking. And when you enter into the timeline, your greatest timeline, then this becomes possible. Your future self made millions of dollars, and you can listen to them. They can guide you. You become them. They become the millionaire. They do what they did to gain that million. So the future self is the answer to that. Celeste says, when do I do live group meditations and how do I access this? Every Saturday I do a meditation. And these are all live meditations. If you join us at 2 p.m. PST, I do a sleep meditation every other week. So you'll either get a sleep meditation at 8 p.m. PST or a guided meditation. So join us every Saturday. If you see a guided meditation, we're meditating together. That's my purpose for doing those meditations on Saturdays, so people can plan around it. But in order for a live in-person group meditation, then you want to join us at the live event in LA on November 21st through the 23rd at brianscottlive.com/event-november-2025. I'm sorry if I sound like a salesman. I want you guys to go back and look at my videos. All right. I have never done advertising on my videos. You never see me do advertising in my videos. Yes, YouTube has an advertisement at the beginning and end of these videos. You might have some advertising during the live. I don't know. They do that themselves. But I've never oversold stuff, and I've never tried to promote stuff. And I've always made it so that when you came here, it felt authentic. I'm not trying to sell you on a larger program. One of the things I always hated about going to large events is that on the final day, it was all about me trying to pay money for a larger program. I promise you that's not what this is. I promise you that we're trying to pay for this venue and cover the costs of it so that we can continue doing these events as well. And so we've tried to price this as reasonably as we can, cheaper than most events like this. And so I know that there's a part of you that resists if you think I'm trying to sell you something, but it's not. I'm coming from my heart. I want you to have the life of your dreams. How can I not sell that to you? Let's see. Vana says, I've been listening to your YouTube channel, including your meditations, and you are real, raw, and seem to do this from your heart. It's true. If there's one thing that you can walk away from, I have never been in this for anything else but to help you out, and it is real. I've experienced these changes, and it was so profound for me that I wanted I wanted for others to experience it. I share in my book The Reality Revolution, where I realized after a near-death experience that I really had not helped people out. So I dedicated my life to helping others out through this process. So this is what I do. Every moment I have, I'm still alive. I should be dead right now. And so it is my life's purpose to help you, based on all my knowledge and experience, to live the life of your dreams. Let's see. David says, when you come to Europe, will I consider doing an immersive event in Austria? Absolutely. The more success we have with this event, it will help us to offer more events. So anybody that comes to this event, you're helping us to facilitate more events in the future. And we will do events in Austria, in Switzerland, in Sweden, in Germany, in the UK. We plan on doing events all the time, everywhere. I want to spread the word and give everybody the opportunity to experience this. Mitchell, the seats are limited to the number of people that can go into that venue. It's 225 seats that are available. So there is a limit. And, as this event, if and when this event sells out, we will find larger venues in order to do this. We will make this as we're going to facilitate an expansion of this so that everybody has an opportunity to do this. Yes, there is a limited number of seats. Kieran says, thank you for your work. Any tips to fix glitches in the system so abundance flows easily? So maybe it doesn't flow in the present all the time. So it's interesting that you say a glitch in the system. It's a glitch in your timeline. So if we can get you into a timeline, into an energetic vibration where everything is working out for you all the time, that things are getting better and better, the question starts to be, how good can it get for me? So the glitch is the vibration that you're in now. That invites a situation where you have worries, concerns, anxieties, an energetic vibration that invites something that's sort of the opposite of what you want. The glitch in the system is your subconscious mind, is your past experiences, and that vibration that you're stuck in now. Here's an example I use all the time. We're riding a wave, and I'm taking you on a wave when I move you into this new timeline. We ride waves all the time. So you wake up and you're holding a cup of coffee and it shatters on the ground. And it's a big mess. It's kind of frustrating. It takes 20 seconds. You wipe it up and throw the coffee mug away. And then throughout the day, you experience other frustrating events that are similar. Your new washer and dryer breaks down. You have a flat tire. Your boss gets mad at you. So what happens is you're riding these waves of energy. So what I want to do is create a way so that there's a permanent wave of energy within your consciousness, constantly creating positive events moving forward based upon the sort of advanced knowledge of how we utilize quantum techniques. That's what works and why this technique works so effectively. Yes, Kyle, I'm excited too, man. You can find the link to the event in the description. Celeste, it's on the list. Kyle, put it on the list. Start looking for places in Australia so that we can do this next event. Antonio, have I ever been, has there been any cases of people successfully manifesting the person they love in a long distance, minimal contact situation? Yes, absolutely. I have specific person activation videos, and I have several times where I've worked with somebody where somebody barely knows somebody or they've only met one time over a long distance. And before they did anything, they utilized some of these techniques and they were able to meet them. You can become quantumly entangled with someone else. And when you enter into their vibration and you gain psychic contact, you can do those things. It does work. It is amazing. My only point is, you want to make sure that you're facilitating relationships with your higher self in a way that you meet the person that's best for you. A lot of times we become infatuated with people that turn out not to be good for us. I see this all the time. Somebody that you see on TV or online, ooh, that's the person I want. They're so hot. Then they meet, and it's like the worst relationship ever. It never works like they want. So you want to manifest that person or someone better. So I want to put you in a situation where the very best person that you could be with ends up being with you. We, in our small conscious world with a limited view of what's going on, may think, oh, this person over here is great. But there turns out to be someone even better that was meant for you. And that's what I want. I want you to be in your greatest relationship, somebody so amazing, they change your life. That's what I experienced. I know that's what Kyle experienced. And you can experience too. Kyle met Leah, Kyle Boyd of the Heart Coherence Collaborative, who's making comments on chat, after he did one of my quantum jumps. They met each other after doing it. So it does happen. By utilizing these techniques, you can meet the person of your dreams. Love is a part of your greatest timeline. A perfect, real, powerful love, and also real relationships that mean something. That's what I want for you. How do I get, Arya, you said, how do I get out of a rod, even though I meditate every day? I don't know what you mean by a rod, so you have to explain. The Bridgewater Walker asks if I create the music in my videos. The music is mostly from Metaverse and some other resources. I'm always seeking out new music all the time, so it's not me creating it. I have created music, but I've never been courageous enough to put it in the meditations because the music I have already is so good. So the only forecast you need says, hey, Brian, thank you so much for all you do. I listen every day. I've been wondering, once we feel like we've shifted, is it taking me off track? I keep shifting again and again. No, it's not. But the techniques that I use in some of those meditations, you don't necessarily have to do shifts again. I see what you're saying. It depends on your mindset. So if you enter into a quantum jump after you've already shifted, and your mindset is you haven't shifted yet, then that's different. The point is you want to maintain the vibrational essence of your shift so that you can maintain it. And I will teach that. I want to teach you techniques and ways to maintain the shift. A big problem is people shift and they go right back. I've tried to create some videos on this. The New You navigation system is a video to check out. There's another video I created. I've shifted. Now what? So when you watch those, I try to give techniques to follow the shifting process. What I recommend that you start doing is, and I want everybody to do this right now. Close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, slow down your breath. There's a version of you right now. Remember, in the quantum field, all timelines are possible. All possibilities are possible. So there's a version of you that is living the very best life, living in their dream home with the love of their life, in the best career, prosperous, healthy, happy. They're living the best life. What's the first image you see? I want you to just do this. It takes 1 second. I want you to start checking in with that version of yourself on a regular basis. It maintains your energetic connection with that timeline. The more that you do this, that timeline starts to have a gravity where it pulls you towards it. It becomes inevitable. So do that. Check in with that version of you. Bobby B asks, Brian, do I have a video on specific resources to manage wealth, accountants, lawyers, etc.? I want to understand what it takes from an administrative perspective. Bobby B, I think there's better people for that. I would recommend that you read a book by Tony Robbins called Money Mastered the Game, and he gives some really good advice on different investing techniques that help you to administer your money. But I do address this in my course, the Large Sums of Money course, which you can find. And we interviewed some really amazing people that could guide you into starting a business and maintaining that. But I have always thought it's better that you find some of those other experts that can deal with that. And that is the resource that I would advise that you go to. Solana Jam, am I taking on new one-on-one clients at this time? Yes. You can email me at chiefexecutiveprime@gmail.com. If you put coaching in the subject line and ask me for coaching. There's still openings available. Right now, it's a couple months out. And so I'm starting to run out of openings available, and it's becoming too long for my current clients. So that's why I'm doing these events, so I can facilitate rapid change for more people. But yes, I do have coaching opportunities available, and you can contact me there. Foxy Mama asks, do we have to listen to the same video for at least 30 days to reprogram our minds, or it still works listening to your new video once since you keep publishing new ones? Everyone is different. It depends on the level of consciousness that you're coming to with the video. I try to design every video so you can only listen to it once. For guided manifestations or guided meditations, where you're trying to experience a significant transformation in your life, and you have underlying subconscious beliefs that you're battling, then in those cases, it is helpful for you to utilize 30 days to shift, 30 days or more. And I try to give guidance. So in 30 to 60 days on a repeated basis, it doesn't necessarily have to be every day, but it can be once every other day or once a week, just regularly coming back to it to maintain your energy and vibration. Once you start being able to check in on where you're at, then you know where you're at in terms of your mindset, mentality, and vibration. And in that case, then when you start to see yourself slip or moving away from where you want, then you can do the meditation again. Lynchin77, Brian, what are your thoughts on subliminal audios and morphic fields? Great question. First, on subliminal audios. The science is not there for subliminal, meaning you can't hear it, where you listen to a song and it says, oh, by the way, there's subliminals in this video. Oftentimes, I don't like that until they tell me exactly what's being said, okay? But in my experience, subliminal can be whispers, or in my case, what I've developed in my sleep meditations is binaural affirmations, where I speak in one ear, the conscious mind hears that, and then I speak in another ear, then the subconscious mind. To me, in my research, that has been the most effective sort of subliminal change that has occurred. Now, morphic fields is something I'm a big believer in. It's a part of this teaching. And once we start understanding our morphic fields and are able to expand them as a part of this teaching, we will enter into a better understanding of how to utilize our morphic field to expand our morphic field. And I have discovered ways to experience. So I'm able to expand my own morphic field to about 100 yards away, the size of a football field around me. And what's amazing is anything that crosses into that morphic field, I don't have any sort of negative things that happen. I've had really amazing experiences as I've tuned in and seen my morphic field, where there's fires going by in my neighborhood, but it goes around my morphic field, or have really amazing animals or people that enter into the morphic field. Morphic field is part of what I'm teaching. You enter into a bubble in which everything is working out for you in this timeline, no matter what's happening in the outside world. Part of what I'm teaching is how to deal with all the crazy shit that's happening in the world, all the terrible things that are happening in the world. You start looking at the news and you think, oh my gosh, I've lost all hope. It seems like the world's falling apart, but no. When you do these shifts within your bubble, everything is working out for you. It doesn't matter what's happening in the outside world. And that is through an engagement with your morphic field and amplifying your energetic signature. Frederick Mendoza, how long do I do the 50K counting money meditation? You can do it once. You can do it while you sleep. When people ask me, how long do I do? I'm asking you to gain an level of intelligence with your own inner vibration, and you know the answer. What I'm asking you to do is, how long should I do this? You will get an answer when you start using my meditations properly. You're gaining an inner intelligence, a version of your inner self that knows the answer, and you start to trust it. So when you do that meditation and then you say, oh, how long should I do this? You may not have to do it. If you are vividly experiencing that meditation where you're counting out $50,000 and it's real, that's all it takes, one time. If there's a version of you that says, I need to do this again, or I need to regularly do this, then you follow that guidance. The answer to all of your problems is always within. And the purpose of what I'm doing with this event and my teachings is to give you a magnified version of your inner self, a version of you 2.0, where you can gain and access the inner intelligence that is guiding you onto that timeline. That's what I want for you. That's the point of what I'm teaching. The morphic field puts you in the eye of the hurricane. Tekona, that's a beautiful example. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Frank, I'll try to go live more. Another announcement I'm making here in the near future. I have some people that are hard at work right now, so that I can start creating more of these trainings and shifts. Specifically, I've found that YouTube is not sometimes the best way for me to teach and create my teachings, and so longer form trainings and specific exclusive materials. So I will have a group that's forming that you will be able to access, and you can gain access to my more advanced teachings. And I will start having live Q&As and Zoom events specifically for that group. There will be an announcement coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. Goku, yes, it worked. Revising the accident worked. And the point of my discussion earlier, I did the same thing with somebody that had a similar thing with their eye being out, and it worked for them too. And that was what really proved revision with me for sure, is them revising the experience of the accident and then experiencing the healing from it. Mitchell, there is a perk for early birds. You do get $100 discount from the regular price. Thank you, Argus, for your kind words. I just want to thank everybody for your kind words, sharing this time with me. I want to express my gratitude for everybody that watches my videos on a regular basis. I don't know if I could express to you how much it means to me, what you've done in following my channel to help me and facilitate me to live the life of my dreams, to give me the opportunity to speak to you, that you share this time with me, that you listen to my videos. If I cry on a regular basis with gratitude. My heart is full. The joy that I feel because everybody here shares this time with me. I wish I could truly express what you guys mean to me. You are my everything, and I want you to experience everything. I cannot wait to meet you. I cannot wait to share this experience with you. You guys mean so much to me. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Keep an eye out. I'll do more of these lives here in the future. We're going to do more Q&As, and keep an eye out for future events. If you can't make this event, then manifest the opportunity to do a future event. We're only going to get better and better and more streamlined at it. And I hope to meet you. Please remind me of your handle. And hopefully I remember when you introduce yourself. I want to meet and shake your hand and talk with you and get to know every single one of you. You mean the world to me. I want to see your life changed. Thank you so much. So keep an eye out, and I'll talk to you all soon. And as always, welcome to the Reality Revolution. Mitchell, I saw it skipped the past hotel booking. When you make the purchase, you will receive a link for the hotel booking in the email and in the order confirmation form at the end. And that will give you how to get the discount with the hotel. So keep an eye on that. Anyway, welcome to the Reality Revolution. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Saturday. Talk to you soon.